I do think it bears mentioning that there is some difference in the federal response at Lafayette Square and at the United States Capitol. I think that we saw different types of vehicles used. We saw we saw a different posture used in some cases. We did not see, for example, deployment of those military personnel on the Capitol grounds. Yes. Mark? Mark?
Yes, I have a question for each of you. Thank you. For Mayor Bowser, I'm wondering if you could clarify what the new mayor's order, the extension of the emergency, what powers that gives you, and if you will extend the curfew. For Chief Conti, if you could clarify the 3 medical emergency deaths, if those were all at the Capitol. And for Chief Donnelly, in the readout provided today, it said that your medics transported a gunshot victim today, and I'm just wondering if you could clarify if that in fact was the woman who was shot inside the Capitol and not another gunshot victim. Thank you.
Your question was about the public emergency, and Mark, by mayor's order, I can declare an emergency that gives me additional authority over business operations. It gives me the authority to restrict the movement of DC residents for an extraordinary event, and that's what a curfew is. And so what we do by extending this public emergency by 15 days, in addition to allowing me to organize the operations of our government, we want to put everybody on notice that some extraordinary act by the government that could restrict their movement or their business may be necessary. And as far as the curfew goes for the remainder of the event, we will we'll announce that as we see it. We, especially the police, especially need the tool in the evening hours when it becomes night. And we know that if we provide 4 hours notice about, that can be effective for us.
Mark, your question regarding the other individuals, obviously until these individuals are seen at the office of the chief medical examiner to know the cause of death, we believe that there was some type of medical emergency for each of them, but again, that's very preliminary. Once we know, obviously we can relay that information. The gunshot wound victim, the female, she is the one who was transported from the scene to an area hospital where she was pronounced.
Okay. Mike from AP. Mike? Yes, Mike from AP.
Thank you, Mayor. Maybe the chief could just speak to this a little bit, but the 26 arrests that were made on the Capitol grounds, were those people who were inside the Capitol, occupying the Capitol, and were all of the protesters who were inside the Capitol who were encountered by MPD officers taken into custody?
Obviously, not all protesters were taken into custody. Not all protesters were taken into custody. And again, we'd have to go through some of the video to really see whether or not some of the people that we actually have in custody were people who were inside of the U.S. Capitol. We're just not sure at this point. What we do know is that they were on Capitol grounds at the time that the curfew was in effect, and those individuals were placed under arrest by the Metropolitan Police Department.
And if I could just add to that, we will be issuing, what does the BOLO mean?
Be on the lookout.
We're going to be issuing some be on the lookout, or BOLOs, as the police call them, alerts, featuring people who breached the Capitol. We're in the building. MPD will start to release those. We'll be able to release more when when we have some more discussions with the Capitol Police and can review further their video. But we will be on the lookout, and we ask everybody out there to be on the lookout for these individuals who breached the Capitol. And some of them we think are very much have to be held accountable